I don't think people really understand how significant it is that a law in New Jersey was just recently amended that's going to affect hundreds of thousands of people for decades to come. It's a law that's been in place for the last 50 years. It was just changed. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right now. Hi, I'm Daniel M. Rosenberg. I'm a criminal defense attorney and the founding partner of Rosenberg, Plea & Associates. And our firm handles criminal and DUI matters. And this video is about the most significant change in the DUI law in the last 50 years. And that is the removal of the prohibition against plea bargaining. So first things first, what is or what was the prohibition against plea bargaining of DUIs in the state of New Jersey? Well, since 1974, there's been a prohibition on entering plea negotiations in any DUI matters. Now, this all started in 1974, when the Supreme Court prohibited all plea bargainings in all municipal court matters. That's right, in 1974, all the way up until 1990, if you had a matter in municipal court, there was no plea bargaining. Now, that all changed in 1990, when the New Jersey Supreme Court allowed plea bargaining in municipal courts, but still prevented plea bargaining in DUI matters. And that prohibition was memorialized in Guideline Number 4, and specifically Guideline Number 4 prohibited plea bargaining in DUI matters. So up until February of 2024, there was no plea bargaining in DUI matters. And all of that has changed. But before we talk about the change in the law, let's talk a little bit about what a plea bargain is. A plea bargain is a negotiated resolution where both parties agree to a certain outcome. Let me give you a clear-cut example. I'm going 80 on the highway. The speed limit is 65. I get stopped doing 80 and a 65. I go to the prosecutor, I said, hey, I'm not denying that I was doing 80 miles an hour, but why don't you just amend the ticket down to 70 miles an hour? I'll plead guilty, I get certainty of outcome, you get a conviction, and you get certainty of outcome. That's a plea bargain. But in a DUI matter, there was no plea bargaining. What that meant is the prosecutor, if they could prove their case, had to prosecute you. There's no way you could negotiate a resolution by agreement. What you would have to do is find holes in their case, present those holes in their case, convince the prosecutor that they could not prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, and rather than proceeding to trial, you would negotiate a resolution where the prosecutor would stand up in front of the judge and certify that they can't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. That's not a plea bargain. But now, all that's changed. And that's because the New Jersey legislature passed a law that specifically allows plea bargaining in DUI matters. So as of February 19th of 2024, you were supposed to be able to start plea bargaining DUI matters. But there was a little bit of a wrinkle, a little bit of drama. And that is that the New Jersey Supreme Court issued a memo on February 16th of 2024, 3 days before the law came into effect, and reiterated that Guideline 4 remains in full force and effect, and if there's any challenges, they're to be brought to the attention of the New Jersey Supreme Court. What that was saying is, don't follow the law, follow Guideline Number 4. So, you've got the law saying you can plea bargain. You've got the New Jersey Supreme Court saying you're not allowed to. So as Wesley from The Princess Bride would say,
then we are at an impasse.
So what happens next? Well, on February 26, 2024, 10 days after the memo was issued saying you have to comply with Guideline Number 4, the New Jersey Supreme Court issued an order withdrawing Guideline Number 4. In essence, the Supreme Court said, we are now going to follow the law that was laid out by the legislature. So what does all this mean? This means that if you're charged with a DUI, there is no longer a prohibition on plea bargaining. So for 50 years, you could plea bargain in a murder case, but you couldn't plea bargain in a DUI. And all that's changed. So that means if you're charged with DUI, you are no longer prohibited from negotiating a proposed resolution. You can plea bargain. But one thing I've noticed whenever there's a change in the law is that old habits die hard. Prosecutors are not overnight going to open up the floodgates and start negotiating favorable resolutions for DUI. You're still going to need to fight scratch and claw to get the best possible result in your DUI situation. So if you or someone you know has been charged with DUI or a crime in New Jersey, please feel free to contact our office. We'll take the time we need to evaluate your situation and give you blunt and candid advice. And if you like the contents of this video, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's a topic you'd like to learn more about, please leave a comment below or contact my office. I'd love to hear about it. We are criminal trial lawyers. We have your back. That's what we do.